Hi everyone, I hope you're well. I am Bongolwethu Harmans. Probably you'll be wondering why am I doing this video, right? So basically I'm taking this video number one. I've realized that we as men, we no longer have foundation anymore. And we as men, we don't know ourselves. And we as men, I just feel like sometimes our value is determined by women, which is it's what is happening currently in the world, and it's what is happening currently in the society, right? So I decided to start a podcast, but the podcast is about man, right? It's about man. It's about man. Yes, it's about man. The podcast is about man. So today I just thought about it, and I just sat down with myself, and I said that I want to be better, and I want to be great, and also, but for you to be better and for you to be great, you need to learn, and you don't have to be lazy, right? But what is it that can make me a better man? What is it that can make me supportive? What is it that can make me sort of like bring an impact in my surroundings, and what can I do for other people and what can I do for myself? But you can never do things for other people, whereas you can't do them for yourself, right? So it starts with your inner self. It starts with your you as a person. So I was just thinking about it, and I was just sitting down there, and I was just telling myself that, you know what, I think it's time that now we as men, we become aware of ourselves, and we become aware of where we are coming from, right? Because I do believe that most people and most men, they don't really understand that, because their lives have been destroyed by reason. It's because maybe they don't understand the origin, they don't understand how things are being done at home. Because if you think about it, being a man is too much, right? But what constitutes a man is there are a lot of factors and a lot of also sub-processes in that, right? So, but also the end goal, as to say that now, the end goal of this podcast is for us to be better, and it's for us to lay a better foundation for the next upcoming generation, right? Because those are the things where I was just thinking to myself, number one, like, what is a man? Like, what is really a man, and what does providing mean in terms of like being a man? Like, what are those processes that are there? What are other sub processes that we need to deal with, right? And what are the type of men that are out there, right? Because I do believe we've been categorized in this society now, but what are the type of men that are out there? And what does it mean for a man? Because you need to understand also the financial aspect of being a man. Because as a man, you need to provide. We know that one is something that everyone knows, that as a man, you need to provide, right? But also now, how do you, we need to learn on to say now, what is the definition of not being a man? Where do we need help? Who can help? Who can say what? How do we improve ourselves? How do we go about that? And also, we need to understand that now, in terms of society, how a man has been defined, right? So what's the definition of a man in terms of society? We really need to dwell on these things and look at these things and just try to understand them, because I do believe that the more you understand, the more you know better, and the more you know better, you will do better, right? And also, why can we do better as a man, right? But if you don't know what is better, then how will you be able to do better, right? So there's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And also to think about it, like what is the upskilling that we need as a man, right? What is the upskilling that we need? How can we become better? What do we need to do? Where do we have to go? Who do we have to ask, and all that, right? And also, how do we become better, and how do we position ourselves for the upcoming generation, so that when these kids are old, they know that now what is best and what is wrong and what is good. You know what I'm saying? And also, we need to talk about things where we say about what kills a man, because at the end of the day, in this thing of life, there's good and there's bad. So at some point in time, the other one has to overweigh the other one, and some point in time, they have to be like in equilibrium, right? But it's not about that. But the main factor or the purpose of this video is to say that we as men, we really like need to do better. And I do believe that we can do better, but we need to go out there and find that information and learn from people, because I do believe, and I always say that for you to be better, you don't have to be lazy. And sometimes you just have to listen to that old man outside there and just ask them questions and just ask, what is it to be a man and how can you be a better man? But now this is the platform where I know I'm young. I know I don't have like too much information. I don't have too much information on how to be a man, because I also, as a person, what I did as I was growing up, I was looking into different men around my environment and look who's doing what and where they're good at and where they're bad at, and also just write things down and try to take the good in everything that everyone was doing. And that's how I started to formulating myself and start to create my own foundation, to say, okay, for me, I feel like being a man is doing this and that, and what is wrong from being a man is this and that and that. So it doesn't mean really it doesn't mean that you need to be perfect, but it just means that I'm aware and I know. And for you to know and for you to be aware, it means you have to go and learn and you have to look at people at what they're doing, right? So that is the purpose, and that is why I'm doing this video. And also the podcast is for that. We need to learn as men, and we need to get this information. And I do believe I'm as I said to you, I'm not perfect. Also, I've done wrong things, but we learn. You know what I'm saying? But at least now, if you can have men out there that will be able to give us their own experience, to tell us, and we can learn. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go through every experience. I feel like there are people out there that can tell us, oh, this is what you can do, this is what you cannot do. I mean, like, we can run away from other things. We don't have to go through everything, while there are people that can help us. But yeah, the podcast is about that. And I would really, really love, it is coming and it will be there, and we will have guests as time goes. But it's life, and it's not about, to me, for me as a person, it's all about learning. It's all about getting what is the best, and it's all about being better, and it's all about knowing better, and it's all about doing better, right? So for me, opening this podcast and for me doing this is to say that I know someone out there might need this, and I do also, as a man, I do need, because I need to learn, I need to grow. I cannot be stagnant, because I do believe the more you grow, the more you know better, and the more you know better, the more you do better, right? But thank you, guys.